The Women's Association first raises the issue at the start of 2018, promising to campaign to change Gibraltar's abortion law. A GBC poll finds 77% of people in Gibraltar think abortion should be legal in certain circumstances. And the Chief Minister confirms the government will be tackling the abortion issue in May or June that year. Come June, Together Gibraltar, which is not yet a political party, launches an online petition for a referendum on the subject. 3 months later, government publishes a command paper proposing to make abortion legal in Gibraltar in certain circumstances. A consultation period begins and is extended following a request from the bishop. The GSD, after some pressure, sets out its position. It will vote against the government's command paper. Jaime Neto, former GSD government minister, resigns from the party, accusing it of acting against the well-being of women in Gibraltar. The debate intensifies. Representatives of the Catholic and Jewish community issue a joint statement opposing the proposed changes. The No More Shame pro-choice group hold a demonstration calling on politicians to pass the abortion bill. July 2019 arrives and MPs are surrounded by demonstrators as the bill is brought to Parliament. After 6 hours of debate, the proposed legislation is passed by a majority of 10 to 7, but will only come into effect pending the result of a referendum. Government ministers vote in favour with the exception of Albert Isla. The GSD votes against. Marlene Hassan supports the bill but describes the decision to put the Abortion Act to a referendum as a cop-out. It's October 2019 and Gibraltar takes to the polls, not for a referendum but for a general election. The GSLP remain committed to a referendum. Together Gibraltar support change to the law but would not do a referendum on it, and the GSD says it will repeal the 2019 law on abortion. The GSLP Liberal Party is elected into government for a third term and the referendum will go ahead. 16 to 18-year-olds are given the opportunity to vote and eventually more than 150 register to do so. Meanwhile, in Wuhan, China, the first cases of coronavirus are identified. The referendum is set to take place on the 19th of March and Gibraltar for Yes and the Gibraltar Pro-Life Movement are designated lead campaigns. Gibraltar's first case of COVID-19 is detected. With less than 3 weeks to go, controversy ensues as religious leaders of different faiths are pictured by the Holocaust Memorial at Commonwealth Park, encouraging a no vote. A GBC poll finds just over 70% of people will vote yes in the abortion referendum, now 2 weeks away. The elderly are advised to stay home to protect them from COVID-19. With 1 week to go, the referendum is suspended. Government cites concerns that the advice to the elderly contradicts the call to a vote by universal suffrage. The ROC goes into and out of lockdowns as the pandemic takes hold of the world. Fast forward to March this year, COVID-19 cases are reduced and the Chief Minister makes the announcement. The referendum on abortion law is to take place on the 24th of June. Gibraltar for Yes and the Pro-Life Movement, now renamed Save Babies Vote No, are once again designated the official campaigns. GBC programming kicks off and it's all systems go at the Gibraltar Parliament. 15 voting stations open on the ROC and today, 3 years since the issue was raised, 2 years since it was passed in Parliament, a year since postponing it and an in-principle Brexit deal and a pandemic later. Gibraltar votes on whether its law on abortion should change. Thursday, the 24th of June, 2021.